Have you ever wondered why social media, designed to connect us all, leaves us feeling more alone? From distorting our self-image to wrecking our relationships and even twisting our perception of the world. Welcome to what we call the existential crisis. It's kind of like midlife crisis, but for our digital selves. Jacques Lacan might be rolling in his grave right now, but his mirror theory reflects pretty well this existential crisis. So imagine a baby seeing itself in the mirror for the first time. Well, it's kind of like your dog who finally realizes that it's barking at its own reflection. So the baby sees itself and starts to think, oh, that little human is me. This is what Lacan calls the mirror stage. The baby starts to recognize itself as a distinct individual, separate from the rest of the world. But the problem here is that, well, the mirror is a perfect and idealized version of the baby and doesn't capture the reality. But this moment of realization for the baby is crucial because it marks the formation of the ego. This is what we call the ideal I. And social media is kind of the same. It's like setting your Instagram profile. You only post the best pictures, right? In the mirror theory, the baby sees this perfect version and says, oh, that's who I am. This leads the baby to start idealizing this perfect version and trying to live up to it. And it's kind of like trying to match your real life with your Instagram feed. Well, it never really works. It's like being in a never-ending beauty contest against a photoshopped version of yourself. Today, social media acts as our digital mirrors. We start constantly comparing our lives to the polished and perfect version of others' lives, or should I say, Instagram profile. Whether it's body image, financial status, or mental well-being, everything seems perfect on the surface. Let's take the that girl trend as an example. Everyone seems to be striving for perfection and productivity, but we're only seeing the good parts. We tend to forget that real life is messy, and social media will never truly be able to reflect reality. But even knowing all of this, we unconsciously start comparing ourselves, feeling like we're not enough and that maybe we've missed out on life. This constant comparison can lead people to create personas online, trying to fit in and be this idealized version of themselves. And well, because they do this, then others start also comparing themselves and then create also these personas, and the cycle goes on and on. I remember hearing this song from the French rapper Dinos that I love, and I think there's an extract of an interview at the end of the song, but I'm not sure and I wasn't able to find it. But the woman that's speaking says, people are so fake online. But the thing is, why are people so fake online? Well, because we push them to be fake online. People are rejecting their own selves through social media, scrolling for hours seeking that short-lived validation through likes and comments. But not only does social media create a huge problem for our self-esteem, all those likes and comments trick us into believing that we're more connected. But are we? Theoretically, yes. Humanly, no. This hyper-connected generation is paradoxically more distant than ever. Sometimes we forget to ask, are you really doing okay? Or are you just smiling in your pictures but sad in real life? Social media gives us a false sense of connection because there's a lot of interactions, but those interactions lack depth. And I really think that social media created a generation that is craving for love and attention, but is running from it. We're scared of intimacy and deep connections because we don't know how to be vulnerable anymore, because we've spent so much time curating our images and trying to live up with our perfect self online. And this reminds me of a quote that I see a lot on Instagram. from Kafka that says, "I was ashamed of myself when I realized life was a costume party and I attended with my real face." But I disagree with Kafka. I don't care if everybody's trying to wear their fake face. Because first of all, I think that people that are themselves are mesmerizing, but also, how can you expect to find those people that you're craving for that make you feel at home if you're not yourself? Those people will be unable to recognize you if you're wearing your mask. But wait, before I start doing my whole speech, which I will do at the end because I don't want to leave you with only negative things about social media, I did say that social media makes us feel more distant than ever. But social media is also making it hard for us to distance ourselves from people. Yeah, I know, it's kind of confusing, but hear me out. Have you ever gone through a breakup and found yourself stalking your ex? Wondering if they moved on faster than you did? Who's their new partner? Are they happier without you? And then you started spiraling into this hole of sadness and despair. Because suddenly you could see them enjoying life with their friends that you used to know, find out that they went on a trip to Ibiza without you, and if you're really not lucky, maybe you also saw a video of them kissing somebody else. Yeah, social media sucks and doesn't help us move on faster. Because how could you, knowing that they're just a click away or a message away, unless they ghosted you? Which, by the way, the term ghosting was only able to exist because of social media. But you know what? There's something else on social media that spreads quicker than your ex's new relationship. Fake news. Remember that wild theory on how 5G was spreading COVID-19? Misinformation isn't just a political problem. It's a public health issue, a societal issue, and can become a threat to democracy. Whether it concerns elections or pandemics, the spread of misinformation can lead to confusion and fear, and some seriously bad decisions.
The Poison Center is again warning you drinking bleach will not prevent catching COVID-19. The Poison Center says 46 North Texans drank bleach since the start of August. The organization pointed to misleading and inaccurate information circulating online.
Have you ever heard of the social experiment, the third wave? It's a very weird high school experiment that went from zero to what just happened. Back in 1967, a high school teacher named Ron Jones wanted to find a way to explain to his students the rise of Nazis in Germany. So he decided to demonstrate how the impossible became possible, not with actual weapons, but with rules, symbols, and a lot of mind games. Ron introduced to his class this fictional movement, the Third Wave. And at first, the kids were kind of like, what's this, Mr. Johns? But within just a few days, the students were pledging allegiance to the movement with mottos like strength through discipline, strength through community, strength through action. They felt a sense of belonging and power, all under the guise of a classroom experiment. As the social experiment progressed, more students embraced the ideology. Students became more disciplined, adopting the movement's symbols and enforcing its rules even outside of class. This experience showed how conformity, authority, obedience, group identity, and lack of critical thinking can lead to disaster. Because the kids literally went from not sure to sign me up. Kids that weren't even a part of Mr. Jones' class skipped their classes to attend and participate in this movement. The third wave experiment reminds us how easily we can get swept up in group thinking and forget to think for ourselves. This is why it is so important to stay curious and question authority once in a while, but not just during math class. So regarding social media, why should we care about this? Because social media can spread ideas and movements at the speed of the light, or at least at the speed of your Wi-Fi. Whether it's political propaganda or the latest stupid diet, I think it's crucial to be aware of how easily we can be influenced. Which also brings us to Huxley's Brave New World, where society is kept complacent through distraction and pleasure. Sounds familiar, right? Not only do I believe that Huxley was right, but what seems so dangerous to me with social media is also the fact that social media is a business. And this business works thanks to the algorithm. And this algorithm shows us what we want to see, so that we stay longer on their platform. If ever you're interested in diving deeper into that topic, I highly recommend you to watch The Social Dilemma. The Social Dilemma helps us understand better how social media works. Going back to what I'm trying to say is that the algorithm is not against you. But just like we also talked in the beginning of the video, I believe that the algorithm is a mirror of yourself and reflects to you your own self, your interests, and how you also treat yourself. Because if you only have negative posts on your feed, I believe that it says a lot about you. What needs to be changed is not only your social media content and what you consume, but how you treat yourself and why you're letting social media have that much impact on your mental health. Is social media really the problem, or are we the problem? Because even though we have seen the dark sides of social media, I still believe that social media is a double-edged sword. Yes, social media is full of stupid, random things, but social media has also impacted how much this generation is aware. We have seen a rise of movements and activism thanks to social media, a rise of mental health awareness, and even solutions to modern problems. So yes, there are dark sides to social media, but social media has also impacted us in a positive way. So the advice I would give is to try to navigate this paradox wisely and not forget to disconnect and focus on reality. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. I would love to know what you guys think in the comments.